Hi, my name is Michael. I also go by Mike, and I also go by Hat Wearing Mike. This year, I decided to see, can I get good enough to go pro in golf in just 1 year? As insane as that sounds, so far, it's third quarter, and I gotta say, I think I'm on track. You are now watching Journey to Scratch. As a part of documenting my progress and the process, I've been keeping a swing journal. I've also been keeping notes on course management and basically how to play the game. This is my entry for May 11th, 2025. We're getting fancy with the lighting. Eureka, it works. Baseball uncoil, that was the second thing. I think Eureka, it works was more so from the May 10th revelations of just um, having a more, I call it an inside out swing. There's a thing in golf with your swing, it's inside out or outside to in. This is not that. In my mind, it's describing more so when I get to the pinnacle, the top of my backswing, I was pulling, sort of like chicken winging my trail arm, and that pulled it in closer to my body, and I was just swinging sort of like down and through the ball. And that got the club to generate a lot more height. So the apex of my longer clubs and my driver was looking very nice. Um, And so I tried it again. It was working on the 10th, went back out there on the 11th, and it was still working. It was consistent. A solid fix for that. Um, and so I was starting to um, flirt with the idea of like, is the swing a baseball on coils? So your backswing is you sort of like when a baseball player is at bat and the pitcher starts to wind up, throws the pitch, and you see that that lead leg just sort of like step out as the pitcher gets into his motion. And by the time the ball's released, the batter is fully out of his stance and in more of like a prone mode, like ready to swing. And he just needs to find out where to swing the bat. So is kind of that motion. I was thinking of that idea, that sort of process um, with the backswing, going from the backswing transitioning into the downswing. And I think also that's like a thing in golf is the transition. If I'm not mistaken, it's talking about that point at which you stop being in the backswing going up and you start being in the downswing, start going forward towards that ball. So I have in parentheses here, it just adds doing so, like thinking of it as a baseball uncoil. It get the clubs in there. It was adding a few yards for me. Um, I want to say this was at the park with the wiffle balls, but by that time I had noticed that if it works with the wiffle balls, it's probably going to work at the driving range with the golf balls, and then later on the golf course, which is cool. Like fast forward, little did I know that whole inside to out thing. It worked on the course too. Unfortunately, it turned out to be too inconsistent, and also it didn't address distance at all. Um, but it wasn't consistent. I was able to get beautiful trajectories, but was not able to generate those on demand or on command. So out of part two to these notes, and it's just saying um, do less of a drop with driver, and the next one says perhaps uncoil doesn't. So like less pronunciation of the baseball uncoil, because I think I was really leaning into it. And it's still sort of there. Like sometimes you'll see a golfer in the transition point, they'll drop. And I've seen a YouTube video, a guy actually was describing it as like, yeah, once you get up here to the top, you sort of drop down into a squat, like a mini squat. It's not a squat, it's just the idea of a squat. And so you sort of pop down and then go into your forward swing. And the popular golf influencer page, I'm not going to try her last name. I was watching her on the YouTube creator challenge, and her swing's so beautiful. Like, yeah, she does it. Such a golf looking swing, like an athletic golf swing. It's pretty dope. That's all the notes for this entry. Yeah. So, yes. Cheers.